What's up? Good morning. Welcome to Friday's edition of Coffee with Carrie. Adam Storman. Today's special guests, Matt and Claire. Well, Claire. Anyway, one of our guests is going to bring some additional energy to us today as we focus in on core value number 4. Starting at the beginning of the week, we went over our core values, 4 of them, acronym CARE, C-A-R-E. Wish it was C-A-R-Y, but it's not. It's C-A-R-E. Control the controllable. A is for accountability. R, responsiveness, which we covered yesterday. And today, we're going over energy. Now, Mr. Rice, energy is not a normal core value. You don't normally see that in there. Talk to me about how you arrived at core value number 4, E for energy.
Yes. So energy, I think all core values come from the top and funnel down to the bottom. So we look at it from several different perspectives as far as the energy that our staff has when our members come through the door, the energy that's created within the atmosphere of our facilities, but then the energy and how we interact with one another and how we show up every single day is important, right? So it's again, one of those things that leads back to core value number 1. It's something that you can control. And though some days you don't feel energetic or you don't feel like having great body language, you still have to, because the energy you show up with is how your team's going to react. It's how your team's going to carry on. And, it's important to do that. And so I thought it'd be great to have Matt. I mean, obviously the one reason is because he's loud and obnoxious and has a lot of energy, but more so the guy, I can say it's not about a lot of people, but regarding whatever he has going on in his life, whether bad day, never going to know. And I think from a leadership perspective, that's so incredibly important to show up and to bring energy that, the members, even if you're having a bad day as a coach or as a leader, like your members or your colleagues, shouldn't get the brunt of that. And so invite him to come on and share kind of what energy meant to him. And I know it's a core value of his as well. So take it over, Matt.
Awesome. Thank you, Carrie. I love your mug, by the way. It's wonderful. Energy is super important. I feel good stuff. That's good. That's a good mug. But energy is so.
You do a good job on today's show. I'll get you one. Okay.
Oh yes. All right. Energy is something that's so, I feel like, unspoken in so many cultures, and whether it's business, personal, friendships, whatever, but it's so unspoken. It's so normal to complain about bad days or to have one small thing ruin your day. It's become normal for that to happen. And when you walk in the doors of ISI, and it seems like nobody is ever having a bad day, from the coaches to the managers to even if super part-time staff, no one seems like they're having a bad day. Like, holy crap, I want to spend all my time here. These guys are insane. It's awesome. They're always smiling. They're always happy. They're always loud and obnoxious. They're always having a good time. They're always overly flamboyant. Like, I want to be here as much as I can. And so, I mean, from the top down, when I started at ISI was like, okay, like my goal was be the best coach I could be. And then it transitioned quickly into, I just want to make people have a good day. If they come in having a good day, I want them to leave having a better day. If they come in having a bad day, I want them to be like, man, like everybody in here is just happy. It's almost weird. And then they leave. And like, wow, like if they can have a happy day doing that, screaming their lungs out or just greeting people over and over and over again, let's make that part of the culture over and over and over again. Let's tell everybody that's part of the culture, because it is. And a lot of cultures is not spoken about, and it's just not a normal thing to be overly happy. And if you have, I think Adam says the best, be where your feet are. If my problems are not at work, which they never are, why would I bring them to work? If I'm having a bad day with wife, girlfriend, this, that, friends, this, family stuff, why would I bring them to a place that doesn't involve that? That's a break for me. If I can come in and coach for 2-3 hours, be in a facility or be in a place where everybody around me wants to get better, why would I want to bring anything negative into that culture? So I go a little bit overboard personally when it comes to energy, just because that's who I am. But I think energy is something that needs to be talked about, needs to be a part of the culture. And I cannot be more ecstatic that it is almost like a mandated part of the ISI culture.
Nice. Hey, quick question for you guys. And I just finished reading a book by a little gentleman named Jordan Belfort. You may have heard of The Wolf of Wall Street. He's, I guess, not such a douche now. It's a nice way to put it. I guess
I think jail helps that.
After jail, he was somewhat reformed, I guess. I don't know. But so part of that was talking about verbal versus nonverbal communication, right? Do you guys know?
I do know. Yep.
Oh boy.
Live
buy-in. Throw it out there, all three.
Oh, there he is. I'll be back.
Anyways, it was totally wrong. All three of you know. Storm, you want to take a guess, and then we'll go Adam and then Matt.
So I want to take.
We don't know what you.
None of us heard anything
you
that you
froze.
said. You froze up.
You said you know what percentage of communication is verbal versus nonverbal, Matt. So you heard that part, no?
Nope.
No.
Oh, all right. Anyways, I was telling you, part of that was what percentage of communication is verbal versus nonverbal, right? So when you bring energy, you bring physical appearance, you bring what you have in that atmosphere. And so I was asking you guys if you would take a guess at what percent of communication was verbal versus nonverbal.
80 nonverbal, 20 verbal.
That's what I was going with.
I was going to probably go 70-30 non to verbal.
93% nonverbal to 7% verbal. Has less than 10% about what you actually say, but how you communicate it, how you do it, how you look while you're doing it, what you bring to the table.
Yeah, I mean, body language. I mean, even talking with, a lot with our sales associates, it's the first person that a member sees walking through the door. And so, hey, if you're hunched over behind the desk, behind the computer, I mean, that doesn't matter if you say, hey, and you have a smile on your face. Like, your body language says a lot. And, how you greet people. That's why a lot of times the highest performing facilities will have sales associates and coaches at the door with the door open as members are coming in, greeting them, yelling at them in the parking lot. Sandy, what's up? It makes a difference. It links back to core value number one, is that it's just effort. It really is. Energy's effort. And I
love that.
It's also, I mean, it's one of those things that you'll never have a high performing facility with low energy. Like, it's impossible. It's impossible. People are connected to it.
I love your energy is probably the best compliment I've ever received. And luckily I'm able to keep it going and try to project that into teams I'm working with. But I think that's one of the best compliments anybody can have is, oh my God, I love your energy. Like, there's nothing bad that can be around that. There's nothing condescending that can be around that. That's, hey, like, I love your energy. I love how you're making me feel right now just by being in front of me.
Storm, you got energy? Storm's got good energy. His shoulders are back. He's always engaged.
I try to have it. Obviously with everything that's going on in the world, I think it's even more important now than it ever has been to keep a smile on your face, maintain a positive energy about you. And if you're going to do something, don't half-ass it. That's kind of always been my motto. If I'm going to do something, and this, I hate to use the sports analogies, but I played football my entire life, and the guys who would make mistakes and make them half speed, those were the guys that were really hurting the team. If we were going to make a mistake and you made it full speed, half the time nobody noticed, and sometimes it turned out to be an awesome play. I never do anything half-assed. If I'm going to do something, I'm doing it with 110% effort, and I try and do it with a smile on my face. It used to annoy my coaches when they would try and correct me that I never spoke back at them, and it never seemed like it bothered me. And I was like, yeah, I made the mistake. If you tell me what I did wrong, I'm just going to correct it next time. And if I repeat it, I'm going to be more pissed at myself than you will at me. So that was always kind of the energy I brought. Don't
Big
forget
Carrie. I mean, Carrie over there. We got to wake Carrie up every morning.
I've also got an Australian Shepherd, so whether or not I want to have energy on any given day isn't really a choice, because he's bringing the heat the minute he wakes up.
I offered to do this show with you guys at 8:00 at night. Okay. I can't even get my voice in order by 8:30 in the morning. I'm over here doing vocal exercises. All right.
Have you guys ever seen the movie? Maybe not Adam, but called The Lone Survivor. Pretty big movie with Mark Wahlberg. Of course, Adam. But basically, it's a true story. A bunch of, I think it was Navy SEALs, went overseas. Basically, what's the story goes? It's basically they get caught on basically like a secret mission by like local townspeople. They capture them and they basically debate whether or not to kill them or let them go. And they eventually let them go. The townspeople go back to the town, tell everybody that there's Americans in the woods. Basically, almost the whole team dies, but one person, lone survivor. At the very beginning of the movie, the quote from the guy, I can't remember his name right now, the guy that wrote the book and the star of the movie.
Marcus Luttrell.
Yeah, Marcus Luttrell. Anything worth doing is worth overdoing. Moderation is for cowards. And of course, I was, moderation. I'm going to eat ice cream all the time. No, but like moderation as in like, again, half speed mistakes. Anything worth doing. I'm not going to go coach a session at half speed. There's no point to it. I'm not going to go track XYZ at half speed. There's no point to it. If I'm going to do it, I'm going to do it the best of my ability. And if I make a mistake, I'm going to be like, okay, I made the mistake. Won't do that again. Learn from it and keep going again. But anything worth doing is worth overdoing.
Yeah, Marcus Luttrell's another guy. You step into a room with him, and you know he's there. You don't have to see him, and he's difficult to miss because he's a big man. But you step into a room, you know he's there. He gave a speech to Alabama's football team a couple years ago, right before they went out and won a national championship. And a lot of the guys attributed the energy they had that game to just being in a room with him 30 minutes before kickoff. That guy's he's a different species.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
All right. Well, core value number 4, energy. Today is Friday, right?
It is Friday.
It's Flex Friday.
Yeah.
Let's go.
All right. Real quick before we get out of here, Storm Miller, you promised us some weather forecast in Philadelphia for this weekend. What we got? It's 3 days ahead of you.
So, here's the deal. It's going to be a beautiful Labor Day weekend here in Philadelphia. Today, the high's only getting to 83 degrees. Tomorrow, cooling off. The high temperature for Saturday of Labor Day weekend, 77 degrees. Sunday is 81. And then Monday's back up to 82, 83 degrees. So it'll get a little bit warmer. But again, looking out over a 15-day forecast, temperatures are mostly in the high 70s and low 80s. That could change because, like I said, my guys in the back, with predictive models, wasn't very good over the last week, but looking like steady low 80s temperatures here in September.
Tell us about that cold front. You got a cold front coming through? Low pressure, high pressure? What is it?
Low pressure.
I don't know about any cold front specifically. What I can tell you is we had a tornado watch last night. So that was a little interesting. We typically don't get tornadoes out here in this area, but Doylestown had one earlier in the year. So when I saw that, it caught my attention. It was mostly just heavy rain, which we needed. So I'll take it. I'm hoping it's a nice, easy transition into the fall weather here.
Yeah, I saw it on your Instagram. Why don't you give everybody your Instagram handle so they can catch more basement workouts, dogs, and weather.
Oh,
Don't forget grass mowing and seeding.
I was gonna say if you could see my name here in YouTube, you just get rid of the space. Storm Miller, nice and easy. I'm not hard to find.
We'll add it in the links below. We'll keep doing that.
It's mostly cutting grass, taking the dog out, and weather pictures.
Keeping it cool. Hey, this video is a quick recap of a podcast we did. You guys can find it, Modern Business Podcast, MODRN. Kind of talks about the vision of ISI, where we're heading. Podcast has a lot of just a little slate for that podcast. They've got if you're in franchising, it's freaking awesome. They've got a lot of CEOs, a lot of directors of development, and a lot of big time people on there. So I was humbled to be on there. I'm probably the smallest person on there, but anyways, I'm out, guys. Have a good weekend.
Appreciate you all.
See you on Monday.
3, 2, 1. Welcome back to Modern Business Podcast.
ISI, first off, it stands for Iron Sharpens Iron. No, I mean, our culture is everything. It's really the foundation of everything that we do, and it's the values that we have as a company. So we have aspirations to scale and scale quick.
I think that you touched on video a little bit. I think that that's going to be the most important thing. You guys are a very visual business.
Share the message that's going inside the four walls. Like, what's going on inside the four walls? Because there's 80% of your prospective clientele out there is sitting on the couch, and it's not that they don't want results, it's that they're so scared to walk through the door. Lives are being changed, mindsets are being changed, people's lives are being enriched like no other. And to be able to see that scale from coast to coast, me personally, I feel like it's my mission.